Hi everyone and welcome back. It is now week 60 since I started using Mounjaro, paying for it privately at the end of June 2024, and going into that I'd always had in my mind that I wanted to use the drug to support me to lose the pounds and to get my life back in order, and then I wanted to be coming off it. And I have reached that point where, having lost 9.5 stone pretty much, I'm now 1 stone or 14 pounds away from my goal weight of 180 pounds. And in all honesty, this has been something that I've been mulling over and going over and over in my head for probably the last few months now, where I have started to really question how much benefit I'm getting from Mounjaro now versus how much of this now is my good habits and my routine. I'm definitely not downplaying the fact that the last 13.5 months of Mounjaro has been amazing. It has been and it is a life-changing drug for me. It's really helped me to transform my life in so many ways, and I'm so grateful for it. But I do think now, as I'm getting closer and closer to my 40th birthday in October, I just felt like that would be a good point to kind of think, okay, let's start my 40s in a healthy body, in a healthy mind, in a really healthy life, and see how it goes. And I have a lot of fears about it. I have a lot of concern about weight regain and all the studies. And I know that some people will already at this point be saying,
Why? Why do you think you'll be able to lose and keep the weight off?
I also know there are plenty of people who have stopped taking Mounjaro or other GLP1s and still maintain their weight loss themselves. And I just hope that, as I've shown through all of my vlogs, through all the activity that I go to, that I'm giving myself the best chances for success. But either way, and whatever happens over the next few months and beyond that, I will be filming, bringing you along, sharing my experience, because I know there are many people who have recently started using Mounjaro or Wegovy or whatever GLP1s it is that you're using, who are maybe looking for more people to be sharing this stage in their journey. So whilst I call it the beginning of the end, actually this is just a fresh chapter. Now, I have been using a 15mg pen of Mounjaro for, at least the last 3 months, if not even longer now, where I have been using a split dose or micro dose method, where I have been giving myself 40 clicks worth every 4 days apart. And that's worked well for me. My weight loss in recent times has slowed down, but my appetite hasn't come roaring back, and it's just felt really manageable. No side effects at all, actually. For the longest of times, I've just been side effect free, and I'm very thankful for it. But so today, with a fresh pen, I was like, okay, we're doing this, we're doing the thing. So I've today taken my jab, but I've taken it down to 30 clicks. So half of a 15mg dose, so maths means 7.5 milligrams. And I am going to continue for the next 3 weeks to take that on the same interval schedule, and then I'll reduce the clicks again. So this is the very first time that I am coming down and decreasing the amount of Mounjaro in my system intentionally. That hasn't been just delaying my jab by a day or two because of holidays or commitments. I am intentionally weaning myself off of Mounjaro and hoping and praying all the cries of help out into the universe that I've got this.
I can't wait to see how this turns out.
And just to clear it up at the start of this video, because I am certain people will be writing comments about it, my decision to taper off Mounjaro now is coincidental, but is not driven by the price increases that are being talked about. They come into effect on the 1st of September. I did cover it very briefly in my last video, but I have not ordered any Mounjaro pens now in more than a month, and I've had so many emails from the supplier being like, have you forgotten? Order now, order now. But yeah, it's just like, it's a bit needy. I'm joking. So through the micro dosing and kind of my sort of 4-day schedule, I had still ordered pens, not quite as often as I would have needed to otherwise, but I had sort of built up a small backlog of a couple of pens in the fridge, and they've been in the fridge for ages. And yeah, I just kind of thought, right, I'm feeling really good, and I've still got that last stone to go till I get to my goal weight. But I don't think that means I have to stay on Mounjaro to get there. And I might. Wouldn't it be lovely if, over the course of the next 2 pens, so over the course of the next few months, as I still have some Mounjaro supporting me, I continue to lose those pounds and to hit my goal weight. That would be amazing. But even if my pens run out and I come off Mounjaro and I'm like, okay, I'm not quite there, I can still get there. I will still get there. So yeah, just thought I'd mention that because I'm very aware right now lots of other people might be having to think about what their personal choices are. Are they going to be able to afford to stay using Mounjaro? Are they going to be switching over to Wegovy? Are they going to have to do a hard stop? Or are they able to at least give themselves that kind of month or couple of months to taper off Mounjaro just to feel like you're in a bit more control? So I know the medical advice is there is nothing in Mounjaro that is addictive. There is no risk of harm to yourself if you just do a hard stop. And if I needed to, then I would have done a hard stop if my side effects were so bad at any point. I've not needed to, and I have got those pens to use, and I figure the best human way to do it is to taper off. Does not mean that you have to do that, but that's what I've chosen to do for myself. And so that's my experience that I'll be sharing with you over the coming months. Let's just see how it goes. So if you didn't catch my previous video, this is the Bob & Brad Q2 Pro mini massage gun. I did talk about it in length in a video a couple of videos ago now. I'll link to it. This was sent to me for free for my review and recommendation, which I did. But today this is very real usage because my legs, and let me tell you, my legs are tired and a bit sore because yesterday, Tuesday, I would usually do a strength circuits class in the morning, but the normal instructor was away on holiday and there was no cover, so there was no class yesterday morning. So I spent all day wrestling with myself, being like, I have booked onto a kettlebells class in the evening instead, but I'm just not an evening exercise person. Once I've finished work in the evening, that's it, I'm done. I just want to like chill, maybe go for a walk, but otherwise I want to sit on a sofa and relax. And all day I was really wrestling with myself, being like, can I be asked? I could just not go. But then I was like sitting with it and I was like, hang on a second, Rob. This is day 1 of you tapering off Mounjaro because you're saying you have built those habits and you've built those commitments. So I had a little talk to myself and I was like, just go and get the damn thing done. And I did. And I'm really pleased and very glad that I did because it ended up being a very good class. I definitely felt it this morning when I woke up. And then this morning, of course, Wednesday morning, I was back in the gym to do a spin class.
What are you? An idiot sandwich.
Is that a bit too much? Maybe. But thankfully, this is going to help me get through this today. And I'm going to be using it. I'm going to be sat on Teams calls today, just like vibrating away as I've got it going. I'm on mute, obviously, because, that's actually not that loud. Listen. That is what my legs need. But there we go, 24 hours into my tapering off journey. So having taken a slightly weaker Mounjaro than I have been, a slightly lower dose, and I'm feeling fine. I had wondered would that slight reduction result in like more food noise or more hunger. So far, 24 hours in, literally no different. Could not tell the difference at all. We'll see if that continues. I don't want to get ahead of myself. I am still worried and concerned about it. But even if some of that food noise comes back, I've proven to myself day one that I can and I will make those commitments to myself, get the exercise done, keep those healthy habits. This is not me coming off the Mounjaro and slipping back into my old ways. No. Now it's Thursday afternoon. I'm nearly done for my working week, which can't wait. You know, I am feeling peckish and I don't really know what it could be. Like, I'm sharing it because I am documenting this as part of my tapering off, titrating down Mounjaro, so I am wondering. But then I'm like, oh, but I don't know. I think I'm getting in my head a bit, you know. This really reminds me of when I took my first few injections and when you're kind of waiting or wondering if you're feeling any of those benefits kicking in or any of those side effects kicking in. Like, I would definitely remember that, like, first week, taking that first injection and then being like, can I feel anything? Do I feel any different? And then waiting a few days and then suddenly realising, oh, I can't eat half the plate of food that I could. What's happened? So I am wondering, is this genuinely my body physically reacting to the fact there is less drug now in my system for the first time in a long time and that hunger is starting to return? If that's the case, I'm a little bit concerned about how quickly this has come on, but it might not be. And I'm not saying this to scaremonger anyone. I'm not saying this to be dramatic. If for anything, I'm sharing it, in the hope that some of this could be helpful for somebody else who is either currently in the same position or might be thinking about it. But also, I'm sharing it because it's helpful for me. It's helpful for me to actually just get my thoughts out there. And I find talking to you on the camera really helps me, and I'm sure you'll be seeing me kind of working out things or working through things as I'm waffling away. So thank you very much for just sitting there so patiently listening. Oh, I'm also very aware that this week I have done kettlebells on Tuesday, I did spin on Wednesday, I did circuits this morning. I can be your hero, baby. So I have done lots of exercise this week. I'm burning lots of calories. And whilst I am tracking my calories and my protein intake at the moment, I am very aware that I've actually just burnt a lot this week. And that could just be my body saying, yeah, you're a bit more hungry because you've burnt a lot off. So it could be that. What I hadn't anticipated, but what I think I'm going to start doing, even if just for the next 3-4 weeks maybe, is go back to some of those habits that really supported me at the very start. So at the very, very start of this journey, I was journaling and I was tracking every day what I was eating. Not so much with the calories, but just keeping a log of what I was actually eating, as well as any side effects, how I was feeling about things, exercise, water. You know, I went through a lot of journaling and keeping a record, and that was really helpful for me at the very start as I was coming up the dose. Maybe I'll do that again, because maybe that will just help me to really recognise, am I feeling more hunger? And if I am, can I manage it appropriately, which it means eating, but not overeating consistently, so that I maintain my weight and keep on control of things. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do, you know. I hadn't even thought about that until I pressed record, but I think I'm going to get my journal out, dust it off, and start doing my daily reflections and tracking, just to see if that helps me to feel a bit more in control of things, I guess, and a bit more observant. So I'm also going to go and eat a protein bar, because I don't have a lot of protein bars, but these Fulfill ones I do think are quite nice. They're definitely some of the least disgusting ones, because if you have tried protein bars, you'll know there are a lot of them that, yeah, don't taste great. But this one's alright. This is their chocolate salted caramel flavour, vitamins and proteins. It's 149 calories. High protein for this 40 gram bar is 15 grams. So I'm going to have this, get back to work, stop waffling on, Rob. But yeah, this has been helpful. Thanks. Do you know, it's funny because I have looked at this a few times lately, having done my 1 year on Mounjaro video back at the... Well, I didn't film it at the end of June, did I? Because I missed a while. But yeah, I did film it at some point, so I had a quick look in this. But having got it back out and properly going through it now thinking that I'm going to use it again for the time being to support me as I come down off Mounjaro. I was like, oh my gosh, I remember getting this in my very first Mounjaro order and feeling like it was a really important document that I had to keep safe. So this was the important communication, and it was it says the 8th of April 24. Now I obviously didn't start that early on, but yeah, just to tell you that at that point they had a batch of pens and they had given them a new expiry date, and I thought, I need to keep this, but actually I put it safe, so I put it in here. And I've not once looked at this since, until now. So I really don't think I need that. I can go into recycling at this point. Oh, funny. But looking in it, and I have gone into some detail before, but looking in here and going through things that I wrote. So, and it's helpful to do this now, I think, for me, because this just reaffirms that like, now is the right time for me to start coming off, because the very first page, the very first thing that I thought about with like starting using Mounjaro was why. And like, not just because I want to lose weight, but really digging into like, why do I want this for me? Why is this important? Why am I committing to doing this? And so I put in here, and I've not ever shared with full detail, I said I want to feel better in myself. And I do. And I really do. I feel so much better in myself now than I did back in June last year. But not only do I feel better in myself, I feel good in myself. Don't get me wrong, I know that I'm forever moaning about being tired and achy, and I know that I'm showing you this thing more than maybe you want to see it, but I do feel really, really good in myself. To feel better about myself, to have more confidence and body image issues. Truthfully, I do. I do feel better. I feel more confident. I feel a lot less self-conscious when I'm out in public. I feel less self-conscious about sitting down at a table or worrying if I'm going to fit into a space or go into a cinema on my own. Like, I would not have done that up until now. I've shared that I do have some loose skin, you know, here and some here. But I feel a lot better about that than I do about being 326 pounds and just feeling really embarrassed about where I got to. So yes, I do. So I'm ticking these off, tick, 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 to get fitter. And I put fitter very broadly. And I think there is no question at all that I am fitter now than I was last year. Fitter in my stamina, fitter in my flexibility, fitter in my stability, fitter in my like endurance, my speed. On all levels, I am a fitter person today than I was before I started Mounjaro and before I lost weight. Granted, exercise has helped massively as well with that, but regardless, I think even if I had done no exercise in the last year, I would not be feeling as good as I do now, but I would have lost weight. I would therefore be able to go for a walk and not be quite so out of breath and not just like having to stop constantly and feeling so uncomfortable. And yeah, I go running for pleasure now, guys. Like, so we're ticking that off. The next one was to make it easier and more enjoyable to be active. Well, I've just said running for pleasure, but also just being more active in my general life and to reduce my health anxiety, because I knew without even going to the doctor, without any medical intervention, I knew I was not healthy last year and had not been healthy for a long, long time. I'm saying this laughing, but I think it's just because like laughing at the fact that I just thought denying it and ignoring it would be the best thing to do is for so long. Now, I don't have health anxiety. Yes, I'm much more aware of my health and my physical health as well as, you know, mental health, but like physically, the fact that in the last year I've even gone to the opticians, I've been to the dentist, all of these things that I have done. I've been and had blood pressure, blood works, and I'm really happy about that. But now I don't but now I don't have that nagging voice in the back of my head being like, what health issues are you not getting addressed or do you not know about because you are so fat? So that's another tick. I also then said, so I can. So I want to do this so I can be a better partner. And I'd have to ask Dave. I mean, I hope he would say I have been a better partner in the last year. Certainly feel like we've been a lot more active together. Not TMI. But also just that I'm happier and healthier, and I feel like I help out more around the house and we share chores more equally. I'm hopefully a better partner. I'd like to think I am. So I can be more confident about the future. And I do feel more confident about the future. I think whatever the future has ahead, I feel more able to take it on, to accomplish, to like achieve things. Yeah, to push myself out of my comfort zone, whatever that looks like. So that I can do more other things that I enjoy. Yes, and so that my weight and size doesn't hold me back. And that's definitely true. There is nothing now that I have wanted to do that I've not been able to do because I'm over a weight limit or over a size limit. Those things do not hold me back at all. And it's been funny because then when those things are not there holding me back, I've discovered that I can push myself and do things like the aerial adventure course at Centre Parks, or like going on the big roller coasters, or like, there's so many of those things in the last year that I have done because I can, and testing myself and pushing myself and just testing those very comfortable little bubble that I put myself in. Like that is literally everything on my why page. Why did I want to do this? And I think I'm still wanting to get fitter. I still want to get healthier. But there are so many things in here that I just think I've made it. I might still be 14 pounds, or I don't know yet, I'll weigh in on Saturday, but I might still be a number of pounds away from my goal weight. But my goal weight wasn't my why. My why was about how I feel in here and about how I live my life. And yeah, that is a measure of having made it. I need some food. I'm bloody starving. So I went down to a shop. I walked down to a shop. I was tired. It's the end of my working week. And I had planned to go earlier, and then I didn't because Dave was home until later in the day than I thought. Which meant when I did go to the shop, I was feeling tired and hungry, which is the perfect storm for making not the best food choices, not aligned with what I want. And I found myself in Tesco's, and I was just stood there looking at like the ready meals, looking at the pizzas, looking at the belly pork slices, looking at all of the foods, and then I was like, oh, what am I gonna do? And I just thought, like, just what's gonna make you feel good? So I'm quite happy with my choices actually. I ended up with what has become an absolute staple this summer for us, which is a Caesar salad kit. That whole bag is going to be less than 400 calories. It's it doesn't have a chicken in there, but it does have everything else you get in a Caesar salad. So the lettuce, the dressing, croutons, and some hard cheese. And then I picked up these mango and lime roasted chicken mini fillets. Half a pack is 113 calories, but I'm not even going to pretend. I'm going to have a whole bloody thing, because that is still a very low calorie but nutritious, tasty and very good dinner. And I did feel tested, but I'm really proud and happy and relieved that I've now got a nice dinner to enjoy this evening as I let the work week wind away and look forward to the next few days of a bank holiday weekend. But if early on that's the choices I can make, I'm confident I'm going to do this. I'm confident I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it. I don't know what business me an hour and a half ago had doing this to myself. Because I'm here now and I'm thinking, what were you doing, you bloody idiot? But I am here at the gym, which I would be on a Friday morning anyway, because I do a spin class at 9:30. But I was awake early and I was like just loitering around, and I thought, oh, I wonder what happens before spin this morning. So now I'm booked on for boxercise for the first time, and oh, God, there was like maybe a fleeting moment when maybe this seemed like a good idea, but right now I'm like,
nah, fuck this, I'm out of here. Get that fire exit door, I'm off.
whose business was this? Whose business? Not mine. But yeah, so I am going to do the McDouble of boxer size and spin. Thoughts and prayers, everyone. Thoughts and prayers. Oh my goodness, what a busy day. So I did boxer size. I actually really enjoyed it. Whether or not I'll be saying that tomorrow, because boxer size on Friday, having done circuits on Thursday, tomorrow will possibly be regretting my choices. But for now I enjoyed it, and then spin as well. So by the time I'd done those classes, like before we'd even gone food shopping today, I burnt off like 2,000 calories, which is very high. But then Dave and I went food shopping, went to Aldi. Dave has a film day shopping haul actually on his channel, which I'll be editing for him some point in the next few days. So maybe that video's up if you're interested. We bought a lot of protein products because I am really trying to focus on whilst coming off the Mounjaro. It's all going on right now. It's all going on. On one hand, I'm trying to taper off. At the same time, I'm trying to slowly up my calories. Not massively, but just trying to build them up slowly so that I then have better fueled and able to build some muscle whilst focusing on protein as well. So there's a lot. It feels a bit like a GCSE maths kind of equation right now. If Rob starts off at this weight and then he loses this many pounds, but then he wants to put on muscle, yeah, it's a lot. But I'm feeling good for it. I'm feeling better for actually upping my calories slightly as well. Hopefully, upping them slightly will also support me as I then come off the Mounjaro. But I don't know, guys. I'm just out here trying to figure it out. But yeah, so like the time now is 1:45. I'm going to sit down and do a few hours of editing. But I'm on nearly 3,000 calories today. But we've got a big old dinner to look forward to later because we did pick up some chicken kebab and some hot honey flatbread, which hot honey is my favourite right now. But I'll try and remember to show you that in a bit. We both fell asleep very early last night. Very early. Like, we were watching the Netflix Biggest Loser documentary series. I'm on episode 2. Still got one to go, which I think we're going to watch tonight. But we were watching that, and then after that we were both asleep by like 9 o'clock last night. I know that for me, obviously I'd done that like spin and boxer size. Had a really active day yesterday, and yeah, was just pooped out. Plus dinner last night, which I did remember to record, was very tasty, but also very filling. Special shout out to that hot honey flatbread from Aldi with the chicken and the salad. It was delicious. But I have woken up this morning feeling very full, and yeah. But that's not a bad thing, and it will give me energy for spin, which I'm doing in a little bit. But it is Saturday morning. I've weighed in this morning, and today I am weighing in at 13 stone 11 pounds, so I have lost 1 whole pound in the past week, which I'm really happy about. I am genuinely very happy that I'm still losing weight, with trying to start coming down the dose, and also trying to kind of adjust my eating and adjust my calories and my food makeup. So I feel like in the past week I have intentionally and in a very planned way eaten more than I have been doing. And yet I'm still losing weight, and I'm feeling sore, but I am feeling stronger and leaner and trimming down still. So it just feels like everything is going in the right direction, and that will mean it's slower on the scales, but that's okay. 13 stone 11, meaning I've lost 133 pounds since starting with Mounjaro at the end of June last year, and it also means I have got half a stone or 7 pounds to go to reach 10 stone lost. God, I was very overweight. No, severely obese. So that's today's weigh-in. I think I'm going to try, no promises, because you know that sometimes I just have to like disappear and forget to film anything for a few weeks, but I'm going to try and be consistent in filming and updating you, certainly whilst I'm coming down the strength, coming down the doses, to see, do I continue to lose weight, what happens. I do want to really share any ups and downs on this next chapter, because I know so many people, either because of choice or because the choice is taken away from them because of the price hikes, are having to consider what they're going to do and what life coming off Mounjaro might look like for them. So I really, really hope that this is going to be a useful video, as well as sharing how I'm going and a bit of whatever I'm rambling on about. Okay, so as well as being weigh day on Saturday, today has also fallen as my jab day. So I'm currently on that 15mg pen. I have come down from taking 40 clicks every 4 days to now 30 clicks. And whilst in the last few days you'll have seen me being a little bit like, oh, am I hungrier? Am I feeling less benefits? Actually, I have felt fine. I've not had any unplanned or uncontrolled like food noise, urges, etc. It's very, very early days. This could be the clip I cut back to in a few weeks' time when I'm like, it's out of control. Really hope it's not. I last took my jab on Tuesday, so Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then today, Saturday. So when I say 4 days, just to confirm, that is like take it on a day, 3 clear days, and then I next take it. So 30 clicks, we're gonna do all the things. And then this can go back in the fridge, and then I will think about getting ready for spin, I guess. And just my sharp spin is getting full. It's not filled above the line, don't worry, but it is getting filled. So yeah, be interesting to figure out what to do with this once I've finished. I think with the space that's still in here, it's going to do me fine for using up this pen and my next pen whilst I taper off. But yeah, we've been together a long time now. Back home, and that is my 6th exercise class of this week, done and dusted. That's more exercise in a week than I've done in a long time, and I'm feeling really, really good for it. Like, I can't believe how good I feel. I am booked in for spin tomorrow as well, but we'll see about that one, we'll see. But I just wanted to say that I know I'm kind of sharing about all of my fitness and activities and classes and stuff because that's what I am doing. I know that, you know, gym memberships cost money. I know that the time, I know that depending where you are in your own health journey, the idea of doing even half of those classes in a week might be a lot. So whilst I am sharing what I'm doing, I'm not saying that's what you should be doing, and I'm not holding you to those standards. I don't hold myself to those standards. This is what I was able to do this week. Next week, I might do half the amount of classes. But yeah, so I'm telling you that not to put anyone off, or not to say this is what you should be doing, and certainly not for anyone to try and hold yourselves to that standard and think, well, that's what I have to do, because we are all beautifully unique. So, but I think I'm going to wrap this video up here because I had a quick look and it's already quite a lot of footage. Your boy likes to talk. But I did think I'd mention that I'm going to do another Q&A video coming up, and I have spoken to my husband Dave and said to him, would you be happy for people to ask you questions about what it's been like for you over the last 14 months living with somebody who's gone from being severely obese, starting with a GLP1 medication, Mounjaro, and then how it's been in the past year or so? And he was like, yeah, I'm happy to do that. So I'll put something in the description, I'll put a community post out as well. I'm not going to film it immediately, so I'll give people time to think about any questions. And you can put questions in there for myself, or for Dave, or for both of us. And then we'll sit down and answer as many of those as we can. Obviously, do reserve the right to remove any that are completely rude or inappropriate, because nothing inappropriate ever happens on this channel. So yeah, I thought that might be helpful. A, so that people can ask any questions about where I'm at, what my approach and plan is for the next 3-6 months and beyond, but also ask Dave any questions about his perspective not being on a GLP-1 but living with somebody who has been and has been then sharing all on the internet because, you know, I'm sure he will have some views to share. So yeah, check in the description, check the community post, send us your questions, and I'll look forward to sitting down and filming that maybe sort of in a week or so. Yeah, but that's all for now, so thank you very much for watching as I start the beginning of the end of my Mounjaro journey, but this is not the end of my health, fitness, weight loss, and whatever else you guys are tuning in for. So thank you very much, and I will see you again very, very soon. Okay, bye!